What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're going to be going over some LED lights that I picked up for the interior of the 98 XJ here. This is from One Way Light. I think it's just onewaylight.com. Yeah, right down there. Hopefully that focuses for y'all. But anyway, this one should have gauge cluster backlights, your shifter light, your climate control, and your rocker switch bulbs. Hopefully it has four-wheel drive as well. It's actually what's burnt out on mine. So anyway, we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing the four-wheel drive and the shifter lights first. Oh, a four-wheel drive if there's the four-wheel drive light in there. Just because last time I took the cluster out, I didn't disconnect the battery and I blew the fuse for the instrument panel or the interior lights down there. So we're gonna go ahead and do these two first. Get those done. Then we're gonna move to the rocker switches, sorry, and your climate control. And then once I get those done, disconnect the battery and we'll take the cluster out and then replace those. As far as I'm aware, LEDs are directional. So before you button everything up, you want to make sure that you actually checked, make sure the lights work. If they don't work, take them out, flip them, put them back in, and they should work at that point in time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this torn apart and get ready to replace some lights. All right, just to kind of show you what I got in this package here. Obviously you have your installation instructions. No one ever uses those. But it does give you a little bit good insight, especially right here. No light after install, reverse contacts, and reinstall. But we got our two general lights here, T10 bases, so that should be down here. It should be for these two guys here. These are going to be for our actual cluster itself back here. Then we got our rocker switch lights, and then we have our climate control lights. So really cool that they have them all labeled out, so it's pretty straightforward. I did get the blue LEDs, so everything should be blue except for, I believe, what wasn't blue? Yeah, the climate control is white, but rocker switches are blue. I believe these should be blue as well. Hopefully, we'll see. But anyway, it did come with these plastic strips. Oh, hold on. So, optional. The stock teal insert behind auto shifter display can be removed and replaced with the included opaque white plastic insert. Oh, okay. So these are going to be for here. So that way, because if these, since these are blue, you can actually get a blue effect instead of the green, whatever color it actually is here. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start getting this torn apart and get them replaced, and hopefully they work. All right, so I got the four-wheel drive shift bezel, I guess you can say, is out. Kind of dirty in here, but it looks like there's not really a good, way to take this out to replace that film strip. So we're just going to leave it stock for now until I can possibly figure out how to get that out a little better. But got our LED installed. Turn on the lights here. There we go. So we got nice blue light there. Which is nice because that light was completely burned out. It was actually this guy right here. He was done. So put this back in and we'll work on the actual shifter itself. All right, so we got our actual shifter bezel out. It needs to be clean for one, but if y'all didn't know, to get the little T-handle off, you literally just yank it off, pull it as much as you can, and get it off. There we go. On the back here, I can tell where you can potentially get up underneath here and get that out to put your clear one in, so it's more of a blue. I'm gonna leave it out for now. This is super easy to get to, but for anyone that actually is wanting to replace these strips to make it a little bit more blue, it isn't too hard. I don't know about the four-wheel drive one yet. I haven't really looked into that too much. Like I said, I looked at it, looked like I was going to break it if I tried to pull it off, so I'm just leaving it for now. As you can tell, it's still super blue. If you can see without a glare, it's still super blue. And we got that one working as well. So we're gonna leave that one alone for right now. So I'm gonna put this back together and move on to our rocker switches and our climate control. All right, let's see how well you can see it here, but turn them on. Definitely turns blue, and these are dimmable. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting the rocker switches and all that good stuff out and replacing those. All right, so behind the center console, or not center console, but center bezel here, that guy. Pull your rocker switch panel out. You got 2 screws on this side, 1 screw on this side I've already taken out. And then for your climate control, you have a total of 4 screws, 2 on each side to pull that out. Now I know I did have this out to clean these. I took all this apart and to figure out if those lights were even working, because they weren't lighting up at all when I first got the Jeep here. And I'm not too sure exactly how to pull this out because you have all your climate control stuff connected in behind. So we're gonna figure that out, hopefully without breaking anything. But like I said, just your 3 screws here for your climate control. I'm gonna get those out and see what we gotta do to replace the lights on these rocker switches. All right, our rocker switch panel is removed. You had, let's see, is that 5 connectors on there? So quite a few. Now your defrost switch will have another light up top, which I'm noticing was not included. So that's going to be something different. Your lights you want to replace are here on the bottom. Those are what's going to illuminate your outlines here, your defrost and your windshield wiper. So we're going to take those out. Should just be a twist, and then we'll put them back in. Or put the LEDs back in, sorry, and we'll see if they work. All right, so we got them in. One of them, as you can tell, they're super marred up. I really hope this is in focus. Man, it would suck if this isn't. Oh well. But yeah, super terrible to get to. I tried a kind of a regular blunt flathead, super big for what it is. So I ended up finding a little bit here that was super tiny. In the bit set that I got, it was a number 3, I guess it is. I don't know if it actually was or not, but did the job. It does in fact come with 3. But these are 3 for the actual switches. So if you had another switch here for something, which I don't, you would have a 3rd LED for that. It does not come with a top LED to power your defroster on or off light, which I need to diagnose, because whenever I hit this, no light comes on. I don't know if the defroster's coming on or not, so it's all plugged in, but it is the new window that I put in, so I have to see if maybe there's a fuse blown from when the window broke or something. We'll see. But anyway, these are on. These are the old ones that came out of the switches, so someone had already kind of tried to put them in blue, but you can see they're super nasty. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in, and we'll get working on the climate control. Actually, we're gonna leave this out for now, and we'll work on the climate control, see if we can get those out. All right, so with the climate control, with the rocker switch panel out, it actually drops down. You can actually access it quite well. You have one right here at the top. You have another one back in here somewhere. I know that because when I took the front of the face off, I could see them. So we're gonna get our little T3, or not T3, but number 3 bit out. We're gonna come in here. This one's already loose, but find where we can. There we go. Get it out, maybe. Ugh, there we go. Got it out. And looking at it, she kind of looks burned. So hopefully it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out. I'm gonna look for the other one, get the other one out real quick, and then go install them and test them out, make sure that they actually turn on, because I don't want to put this all together, find out that it's not working. All right, so I got the both in. This back one here is a little bit, it wanted to strip on me. So be careful of that. It's a very soft plastic. But if I can set it in here, maybe. Of course not. Of course, why would I be able to? Let's get a screw in here real quick. So, turn on the lights. I know it's only subtle for you guys, because it's still light out, but we'll have to see how it turns on at night, because like I'm getting a lot of light on these two. Not really getting anything over here. Yeah. I wonder if that back one's not seated all the way. I'm gonna take it out and flip it around and see if it'll kick on. All right, so I ended up taking the climate control front face panel off, all the buttons, just to make sure that it's actually turning on. And oop, I forgot I'm not in. I have it down in the drive right now. So it is illuminating. So for some reason, or sadly enough, I don't think the LED was clocked in there properly. So I'm not getting a lot of light over here. You can see the big shadow it's casting, where the red would be on the climate control. So hopefully at night it doesn't pose too big of an issue. I'm hopeful. So we'll see. But these are installed. I'm gonna get this put back up in there, and then we can go ahead and disconnect the battery and get started on the actual dash itself. All right, so with these back in, we can go ahead and check them all. Look at that. Everything lights up. If we turn this, see that light on the actual dial itself turns on. So we'll have to see how that looks like at night. But we got blue LEDs here, got blue LEDs here. Put that back up in park. Rocker switches and the climate control, so it all works now where it used to not, which is great. Now to go ahead and take off this bezel up here surrounding the gauge cluster, we're going to need to take out these screws here. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once those are out, you can kind of sometimes get away with not taking this bottom like knee cover off, like knee bolster piece, but I'm going to be taking that off anyway. It's how I did it last time, because there's a rubber seal inside here that is attached to the top. So you gotta make sure you can get that out, and it's way easier with these out. The only other issue that I found and I had with it was getting it out with this the headlight switch. I know there's a button you can press to take this out. I'm gonna see if I can access that with this off without taking the metal backing plate that's back here. If I can leave that in and still get this off, that would be perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these 4 screws off, plus the 3 that are underneath for this panel, and then look about getting this headlight switch out. If not, I've popped it out and in before. But before this, I am gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery, just because last time I shorted out and blew that fuse, and I don't wanna do that again. So we're gonna do that, and before we test it, before we put it all back together, we'll put the gauge cluster back in, we'll test it, make sure all the LEDs are actually lighting up, and we'll put it all back together. All right, so I ended up having to pull this bottom panel off. It was just 2 screws, one right here, which came in through here, and one right here, which came in through here. Sure, supposed to have more, I think, but oh well. Anyway, the button that holds this little guy in is, I don't know if you can see it, probably not, I don't even know where I'm showing y'all, but it's right there. You can see it had a little spring-loaded button right on the side. You gotta hold that in and then just pull. Woo, blinded myself. And it comes right out. So I'm gonna put this back together because I don't need that button. I don't need to press that button to push this back in. I just gotta push it in. So I'm gonna put this back together, then we'll pull the bezel off, get to the gauge cluster. All right, so with that bezel off and plate back in, what we need to do is take out 4 screws. You got one here, one on this side, and one right up here. Take those out and the entire cluster will just pull right out. And then we have little twist tab lock things to go ahead and replace the bulbs in. All right, so there we go. It is out. Cool thing about this, at least the 97 to 01 Cherokees, I don't know about the 84 to 96, but the gauge cluster, you don't have to worry about lining up any harnesses or anything and plugging them in. You just press it right in because they're just held in there in a little plastic frame, and they just plug in here. So the LEDs that we're going to be replacing should be these brown ones. Those are the ones that actually illuminate the backlight. The rest of them are all like your warning lights, which I did not get LEDs for. So should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I took the first one out, and you can see someone's been back here before trying to change them to more of a blue LED or a blue light. So these are those little rubber covers you can push over a bulb. So what we're gonna do is, let's see if I can do this without doing that. We're gonna take these out. They should, yep, pop out like that. Put the LED in, put them back in, and we'll see if they all illuminate. All right, so we got all of our LEDs put in there. I wish there was a way to pull this off to be able to see if they illuminate without the gauge face on there. Honestly, there probably is, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to see if I can just plug it in. Hopefully it'll work. And they do look like they're all working. I'm going to have to unplug the battery real quick because I forgot the headlight switch isn't in because the bezel's out. But everything is on, everything's working. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the battery off again and get all this put back together. All right, so it's all put back together. Honestly, maybe only like an hour of my time, especially if I wasn't trying to record. But either way, all dash lights are blue. All of our lights down here are blue. Well, these are white. So I can kind of see the red illuminating now. So it's definitely not as bright as I'd want it to be. Not at all. But it's definitely better than what it was, being the fact that, you know, one of the lights were burnt out. And the other one, the light bulb was ripped out. Didn't even have one in there. And these are they're a unit. You can't take the bulb out and replace the bulb on these. So whoever's in there before just, you know, ripped it off. But anyway, I think it's really cool. Everything is blue, exactly how I want it. And yeah, it's going to definitely improve the feel of the interior of the Jeep here, because now everything's going to be bright. Everything's going to be illuminated, so I don't have to worry about in the morning fiddling around with these, you know, oh, which one's which, because, you know, it's dark out and those aren't lit up. All right, so that is the one-way light interior lighting kit. So like I said, this one was found at onewaylight.com. I think it was about $44 for this kit here. Super nice. You could probably find all the LEDs that you need for a little bit cheaper if you bought them individually on Amazon, but I didn't mind spending the extra 40 bucks or the extra little bit of money just so I have it. Oh, here we go. This is the back side of this here. So yeah, your turn signal, your high beam light indicator lights on your actual gauge panel retain the stock bulbs. They don't have any in there. So rocker switch is one LED chip. Use of incorrect LED will destroy rocker switch. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Climate control, 2 LED chips. And then 2 your shifters, and then your 5 clusters. Now for your 84 to 96, you would get these guys here. So your high beam and turn signal will also have new LED bulbs. 4 rocker switch lights. Oh, okay, yeah. So those rocker switches must be the ones that are here. So your older ones will have your power and power trans button, your defrost button, your rear windshield button, and did I say defrost? I'm not too sure if I remember. I don't remember if I said defrost, but it'd be the ones that are sitting here as well as over on this side. So Anyway, not too bad of an install. Pretty straightforward as long as you can work your way around a couple screwdrivers and some lights. I luckily enough actually got all the LEDs the correct way the first time. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, if you do have a light that does not illuminate after putting it in, take it out, switch it, flip it 180 degrees, put it back in, it should illuminate. If not, then I would assume that onewaylight.com should have a pretty decent, oh, I dropped it, but shouldn't be too hard to contact them and say, hey, this light isn't working, and to get a replacement. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully y'all got a little bit of entertainment out of that, a little bit of knowledge. And hopefully this inspires you guys to do your own LED light conversions on the interior of your XJs. So later on, when I do get back up to Alaska with my 96, I will be doing a full LED interior light on that as well. So I probably will go with the same onewaylight.com and get the 84 to 96 kit. And I'll go ahead and put all those into LEDs, because it's the same thing. The four-wheel drive light doesn't work. None of the climate control lights work. Gauge cluster works, and that's about it. So anyway, thank you for watching. Throw me a like, subscribe, send me a comment, and hope to see you all in the next one.